What's up, guys? We are back in the shop, fresh off of Black Bean's track debut, and today we're going to be taking care of a problem that we've been talking about for a year and a half, and that is belt slip. All right, guys, a little refresher here. This here is a Vortec Universal Truck Feed LS Swap Kit. Now, this came with a V3 SCI housing, charger, and we sent this housing out and got a bigger housing and upgraded to a TI trim. And as we did that, we went ahead and went down a pulley size, and that's where our belt slip problem started to occur. Because you want to run a smaller pulley so you can spin the supercharger faster, make more boost, but the smaller the pulley is, the less surface area the belt has to grab on it, so it starts to slip. Now, this is more of like an entry-level kit that's kind of like just people want to make a couple like 5-7 pounds of boost and nothing more, and this would work great for that. But we are trying to go fast, so this is no longer suiting our needs. So we decided to go ahead, come over here. We picked up this 10-rib conversion kit. As you can see here, this is going to be a massive difference. As you can see, that 6-rib belt looks pretty wimpy. It's also 115 inches long, and our 10-rib is only 66 inches long. That is because this belt here is dedicated to just a supercharger, and it's not going to share the same belt as the accessories. So like the water pump, alternator will all be on its own separate belt, and that's going to help out a lot in itself. Now, I know this may not look like much, but this here is going to allow us to spin that supercharger to its max potential so we can finally make the boost that this car was built to handle. Now, unfortunately, it's not as simple as just bolting on the supercharger bracket and calling it good. We were having to swap over to the Corvette accessory drive, which basically the whole front of this engine, this whole setup here is getting changed. So we have a lot of work cut out for us. Here's our brand new harmonic balancer. We're going to drill some holes in it. I say that because today we are going to be pinning our harmonic balancer to our crankshaft. Now, this is particularly important on the LSs because the crankshafts are not keyed for the harmonic balancer or the crank pulley, whatever you want to call it. As you can see here, I got a junkyard one here. They are not keyed. They are keyed up here for the oil pump gear and timing gear right here, but not for the balancer. So for us being supercharged, our crankshaft is obviously driving our supercharger and putting more load on that pulley. So we need to reinforce that with this pin kit. All right, enough talking. Let's get this bad Larry tossed on. All right, here's the kit that we got from Summit. It's pretty simple. Like our drill bit, our pins, and most importantly, our jig. Now we need to set our drill bit depth, so it's pretty simple here. Obviously put our drill bit through the jig. We're gonna take this pin and set it on top of the shoulder here. So it's the same height as a pin. We're just gonna put a piece of tape here so we know how deep to drill. All right, we got our jig all set and in place. Now I am using a right angle drill just because I got my radiator in here still. This will fit perfectly. If you take your radiator out, you probably could use your standard drill, but I happen to have one of these, so I'm gonna use it. As you can see, we drilled halfway between the crank and the harmonic balancer. Let's slide your pins into place and install your crank bolt of choice. I'm using the stock one just because I know the ARP has a nice one, it's like 12 point, but I don't have to carry on a special socket every time I need to change pulley sizes. Especially for being a drag and drive car, I just want to be able to drive a standard 15/16 and go to work. All right, for the torque sequence on this thing, we installed the old bolt and torqued it to 235 foot-pounds to ensure the harmonic balancer was fully seated. We removed it and installed our new bolt here, torqued it to 37 foot-pounds. Now we need to go an additional 140 degrees. So I'm gonna sit you guys down so you can watch me bust myself in the face with a breaker bar. About halfway there. Fuck. fellas. I think I might be good up. Ooh. Yeah, that's a... Sure. We'll call that 140. That is not 140, but I don't have any help here, so we're gonna call that good. Now we have a lot of work with changing over the accessories, like our power steering lines and whatnot. All that shit's kind of boring, so I'm gonna go ahead and start installing all the cool stuff, which I'm sure is what you guys want to see. I was kind of worried about our spacing, how far forward we're gonna come. As long as we go up with the belt immediately, we'll be able to clear this ABS module, so it's looking pretty good. Torque those down to 37 foot-pounds. All right. Now this did come all assembled. It's pretty simple. It's bolts on the same place we had our other supercharger. But I'm probably going to go ahead and take this apart and ensure we have blue Loctite on all these bolts and that they are torqued to spec. Just so we don't have any mishaps like this bracket coming off on us. We're 500 miles from home. Now we probably don't have to, but we are going to go ahead and service our supercharger while we have it off. It says the break-in oil is good for 2,500 miles. We have probably about maybe 1,200, maybe 2,000 max on this thing, but they have been very hard miles. So we'll go ahead and change this while we got it off the car. Let's crack it loose right there, and we're just gonna dump it out. All right, just like that. Just let it drain out. This supercharger did come with this AN line here. It's actually so you can drain the oil while the supercharger is mounted up in the car. So all right, set this down into place. Grab some bolts here. Just get everything all mounted up. All right. Now this does take special synthetic oil that we got from Vortec, and you just fill it up right here through a dipstick hole. It should take just about one full bottle. All right, let's pull this out, check where we're at. Where's the dipstick? It's kind of hard to tell on there, but she is full. We're ready to party. Now the belt they provided is too big. Surprise there. So I'm going to pop this off and I'm going to wrap this ratchet strap around here and measure the distance so we know which belt to get ordered. Wrap this around just like we would. Belts. Mark it. Now I'm marking this with the tensioner fully relaxed. I'm going to swing this down all the way. Maybe if I can do it one-handed. There. Swing this down all the way. Mark it again so we know our limit, I should say. All right, simple as that. Okay guys, some time has passed. We got all of our accessories bolted up, had to shift some things around. I know this is kind of boring stuff, really didn't bother to record because it's tedious and took some brain power to figure out how we're gonna make everything work. But coming down here to our coolant hoses. Now the truck one, the pickup, whatever side this is, it shoots straight out to like the fender well over there. And the Corvette one comes out straight. Like that comes between these belts here, which is kind of pain. So we're having to redo our lower hose, which was kind of a trick to get figured out to make it work with the truck stuff anyway. But I started flipping stuff around. I think I can make this work You see the hose here. I'm gonna take this hose, I kind of flipped it around the other way, so it's a sharper 90. Got this union here. I cut the hose right here and connect it there, and I think that should work out for us to get the clearance we need. Now this hose right here, that's gonna be a simple, easy one. I'm not worried about that, but this bottom one's got to do a sharp turn, and luckily I had it, and it looks like it clears the ABS module, which doesn't work because we don't have wheel speed sensors. So that'll probably be getting removed here sometime soon. But yeah, we'll go ahead and, I think we'll go ahead and just cut that right there and see how that works. Hopefully that all clears. Everything else is looking pretty good. One slightly concerning thing, the Vortec guys mentioned this to me. Since we did go with the 7-inch pulley, they said we might have some clearance issues with our water pump. Excuse me. Now, as you can see here, the belt is like barely kissing right there. Now, I think if we put a longer belt on there, that'll allow us to have more swing to our pulley here, our tensioner pulley, and it should bring that down some. Now, I kind of don't want to go with a a longer belt, because we have a smaller pulley, which we're going to utilize this this belt here later. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it does touch, but I think, obviously everything spins the same direction. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to cause like a terrible interference issues. Now, this will spin at a different speed than this, slightly. So, we'll see. I think I'm just going to go ahead and run it and see what happens. If we run into issues, I'll get a longer belt to give us more swing to push this down a little more, if that becomes a problem. If not, we will run it and party till we put on the smaller pulley. All right, we got most of our stuff hooked up yet. We've got to hook up another hose here. One problem I didn't think of was our expansion tank. Our factory one sits down here and might shove that hose where we don't want it. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and start this thing up and see if this belt is going to be an interference problem on this water pump. Myself out with carbon monoxide. I'm not really seeing that belt causing a problem, honestly. I mean, it might be like just touching it, but it's not like rubbing the paint off it. Not seeing any wear marks on the belt itself, so it might be okay. All right, next roadblock. That expansion tank right here is absolutely not going back in its home where it's supposed to be. So, not a massive deal. I know there's a whole lot of relocation kits for these things, so we'll have to start digging online and see where we're going to put this. Okay, guys, we got everything buttoned up for the most part. Got our expansion tank just tossed over here out of the way. Everything clears. We got the air purge out of the cooling system, and we're ready to go for our first test drive with the 10-rib pulley. Now, this is a 3.33-inch pulley right here. and our drive pulley is a 7-inch. So even though we had a 340 pulley on our supercharger before, we had a 7.5-inch drive pulley with the truck harmonic balancer. So this will probably make a little less boost right now. I just want to make sure we can make a full pull all the way up into high RPMs and not have any belt slip. So let's go ahead and get the phone set up inside and let's go for a rip. All right, we got the computer all hooked up. We're data logging. Just gonna cruise around for a little bit, get a little heat in the motor and go for a pull. Probably only do like a second gear pull just to kind of see what it's doing. We're not gonna rev out third gear or anything like that. I just want to make sure the belt is not slipping. It's our biggest goal for today. Delayed reaction to the shift point there. It was all right. Take that data log, go back, see what it did. I didn't see a whole lot of boost. Saw like 3 pounds. So we're probably gonna go back home and put the smaller pulley on it. Go remember this log here. Looks like we made a peak of 3.4 pounds, or sorry, 3.8, which is weak sauce. We need to quadruple that number. Now, I don't know, it looks like it's kind of doing some funky stuff with the trace here. We might have a boost leak somewhere, but I'm gonna go ahead and put on the smaller pulley and we'll just see what happens. All right, here we got the 333 pulled off. Let's go ahead and put on this 3.12. All right, we got our smaller pulley put on there and our belt. It's about as tight as a banjo string. And I was right. You can see down there, we got our clearance between our water pump. There it is. So my theory was correct. Smaller pulley gave us more swing, got that cleared. Now we should be able to make more boost and we won't have any belt interference. All right, we're loaded up logging. Let's go for another pull. About 7 pounds that time, so we went up. Still not exactly as high as I wanted it to be, but it wasn't slipping. It held 7 all the way up to the top. That's a good sign itself, but might need to get a hold of Vortex, see if we can pulley down another size without blowing the charger up. All right, guys, it's been a little bit of time here. After going over some frustrating data logs and talking to Vortex, we have come to the conclusion that we are officially out of the efficiency range of this supercharger. We have just simply outgrown it. It's a little frustrating. I was hoping we could squeeze a little more boost out of this head unit, but it's just no longer suiting our needs. We're kind of trying to go beyond what this supercharger is capable of. Now, don't get me wrong. This thing is a fantastic street ripper. It's got way more power than it has traction. I've been taking people for rides, and it's been having some wicked fun with it, and I just got done doing the 85 tune, and it really woke it up. So the next step for us is a bigger head unit. That's kind of where we're at. So this 10 rib swap, it was a complete waste of time. It's kind of disappointing we weren't able to get some more boost out of it, but it's going to set us up for success on the next head unit because we're going to have to swap to a different drive anyway. So it's a little frustrating. We put a lot of work and effort into this car and not making more boost, but it's still one heck of a street ripping car. I really enjoy it. We just want the thing to be a little bit quicker at the track, but we will get there. It's okay. Hopefully I'll have an update video for you guys soon. Either we're going to hit the track to test out the E85 tune to kind of see how much we pick up, or we might have a head unit before it. It's kind of whatever comes first. But I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. Like I said, I know this car's been a little frustrating. No one's more frustrated than I am. Don't you worry about that. But until then, stay safe, and we will see you guys on the next one.